What's up, guys? Welcome to another show. It's Friday. It's one o'clock Eastern here, 10 o'clock Pacific. We're trying to get some cash every single day, man. It's us against the bookies, trying to beat those odds, right, and get some cash. We got our guy Dave Cokin with us as we do every Friday. Love doing shows with my guy Dave, man. Go check him out. He's the best college football capper all time over there at Wager Talk as well. What's up with you? Smoking coke and everything good with you, my brother?
Yeah, I'm on my phone looking to retweet what you just tweeted, and I think I've got it done right now. There. Okay. Now I'm ready to go. Yeah, I'm excited. This
Appreciate it.
is I just before we started, I've been doing a lot of work in the NHL, which is a good league for me, and I arrived at one team that I think is definitely going to exceed expectations this year. 5% over and under points prop, and it's up now at Wager Talk for anybody who wants it. And I have never lost one of these. 3-0. I don't I don't give out many, but they're 3-0 lifetime, and I'm very confident this will be 4-0.
Oh, okay. I like that, man. Y'all go check out Dave over there at NHL at Waves Talk. Sounds like he has a big play for a win total over there. Let's get into some games, man.
Let's do it.
We'll talk about one tonight, Dave. I saw you already posted on Twitter for this. Just as we can run through this Friday night game because we know people love to bet Friday night games. I saw you had a little angle on this one, or obviously you have some info on one of these teams.
Well,
UTEP maybe not looking as good this year. Let's talk about this Boise State and UTEP team real quick. Obviously, Boise State wasn't looking so well early to start the year, but this may be a fate of UTEP here, right, Dave?
yeah, I'm not thrilled with Boise, but UTEP kind of fits the profile, and we see this on a fairly frequent basis, where a program that was really bad for a long time suddenly breaks out and has a big year, and more often than not, they regress back toward their old level the next year. And I think that's happening with UTEP. I mean, this was annually one of the worst college football programs in the entire FBS. And last year, they went into the season with no expectations and ended up having a great year, pulled out some close games, had some good fortune. And yeah, I mean, it was a glorious year for Texas El Paso.
Mm-hmm.
They're going back to what they used to be this year. They've been really bad so far. And this is not an aberration. This happens fairly frequently with
Mm-hmm.
long-time downtrodden programs. I don't think they can stop Boise tonight. Their defense is terrible. And Boise, while they haven't put it together offensively, very solid defensive team. I just don't see this being close. Uh, I would expect Boise to get past the number in this game.
Yeah, that's a good point there. And if maybe you're leaning towards Boise in this one and UTEP's defense says, maybe look at a Boise team total over in this one as well. Maybe couldn't talk you off for that
Yeah,
one. What do you think? Could be possibly a breakout game for the offense here?
I don't know about the Boise offense, but I don't think the defense is going to give up much here.
Okay,
I think UTEP
makes sense. Oh,
scores
Dave
two
froze there.
touchdowns, and if that
Okay.
happens, well, I'm having computer issues this morning. I see I might be frozen, but
No, you good.
I would. I'm just a one bet guy. I'm just a one bet guy. Give me Boise minus the points.
That makes sense. That makes sense in that one, guys. Maybe looking towards Boise State there, minus 16 and a half on this Friday night game. Dave, let's go over here to some Saturday games here. Now, I've been getting my teeth kicked in college. Well, I mean, it's been all right. Last week was a little bit better. Maybe starting to figure some things out here. But let's go over here to the streets of SMU here. This game is actually down the street from me. I could go to this game. I think it's going to be a good one here, Dave. We got Sonny Dykes with his new team, TCU, going up against his old squad. Now, the way that I like to look at games, we know that the coach is going to get his team up. TCU looks substantially better this year, and SMU obviously looks like they took a drop off. Looks like Sonny Dykes took some players along with them. But what do you think here? There's two elements here. Either SMU could try to show up their old coach, or could the old coach come into town and say, "Hey, look at my new team. Look at my shiny new car." How you looking at this one, Dave?
Well, I'm sure the SMU players are going to be fired up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big game for them. They're
It's a little choppy. You're a little choppy, Dave. I'm
home.
gonna bring
I
you up.
know.
Let me see. I'm gonna try something real quick. Let's see if that helps. You back? Can you hear me, Dave?
I can hear you loud and clear.
It's all okay. Yeah, I kind of like. I'm kind of
How's that?
liking TCU in this one. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Dave.
So do I. Yeah,
Yeah,
I as well. I think there's knowledge on the TCU side as far as the coaching goes. They really haven't played anybody yet.
hmm
So they've had. I don't think we've seen the best of TCU. The key is that they don't want Dugan to have to win the game. If Dugan could just manage the game, TCU's personnel, I think, just too athletic for SMU. I don't think it's a blowout. I think it's to be a good football game, but I expect.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I like TCU in this one. I actually did take him when it was at a pick. It's come up to 2. I do agree with it here, guys. So
Yeah,
personally, I did make a small play on TCU in this one. They made a good point. Maybe Sonny Dice, he knows the teams or the players that's still there. Hey, I know how these guys play. I know how to coach up against them. It looks like TCU is very improved offensively and defensively this year. I agree with the line move up to TCU -2 here. The total sitting at 70, maybe some points here, but I think TCU is the better bet here, Dave. What do you say? Let's go over here to the streets of North Carolina here. We got the Tar Heels laying a couple of points versus Notre Dame. Notre look ahead line had the Notre Dame favored in this game, but they've looked terrible so far. That's why you see the line flip. North Carolina, really good offense with May at the quarterback there, or really good receivers as well. The defense has been a work in progress. They are coming off a bye week, Dave. Hopefully they talked about defense over at bye week. I'd be looking at Notre Dame in this spot. You still there, Dave? Dave, try to click out and then come back in if you don't mind, Dave. Try to click out and come back in. Let me see. Let's try to get him in here, man. My guy knows his college
both frozen or
football.
not. I think about Notre Dame, North Carolina. I will pass this game with a lean to Notre Dame. Uh, Look, they played better than the score indicates last.
You still there, Dave? Dave, try to come back to the link if you can. Yeah, it's this a tough one. Notre Dame obviously has the better defense in this game, guys. They do have the better defense. The offense, the quarterback struggling. He's a super short guy. When I'm watching the team, he can literally barely see over the offensive line. That's not something that I like. I do. And obviously, North Carolina, not the best team, but this offense can score, man. And simply put, I'm not sure if Notre Dame offense can put enough points in this one. If they do win it, it will be with their defense, in my opinion. It's very possible. They're not a terrible team, but the coach does seem like he's a tad over his head, in my opinion. It's just what it seems like in this one, man. We're gonna try to get Dave to come back in with us. So it's a tough game for me. I would lean North Carolina here, though. Much better offense. Usually I like to go with the defense, but in this one, their offense is so bad. North Carolina, it's tough because Notre Dame's offense may look a tad bit better here, or North Carolina's defense could look a tad bit better. So it's a tough one, but I trust the offense here, especially the way football is called these days. I'd be looking at North Carolina -2 here. Yeah, I really wanted Dave to come through for this game with me, man. This Arkansas versus Texas A&M, guys. What y'all thinking in the chat as well? I like Texas A&M in this one. I think Texas A&M is the far superior team here. I think their defense is better as well. Arkansas's defense is looking pretty shaky. I like the quarterback there when he's not making mistakes, but this is one of those buy low spots for Texas A&M, just like last week as well. They finally came to play. They finally showed up versus Miami Hurricanes, right? I think they keep it going over there in Jerry World. This is not a home game for Texas A&M. They are playing in Cowboy Stadium over there, guys. I like the Aggies here. Personally, I played them on the money line. I took the Aggies minus 130. I think they win this game. I would even lay the 2. I believe the Texas A&M is the right side in this game. A lot of people taking Arkansas. I believe it's somewhat like a public dog. Texas A&M had looked good this year. I think they get this one done. I haven't been too impressed with Arkansas, guys. Sorry about the show. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm literally doing 4 shows back to back, guys. So let's just bear with me through this shit. If you like to, got a couple of NBA previews coming up next as well, man. So let's see if we can get this shit going. Let's get Dave back in here, man. Let's get my guy Smoking Cokin back off in here, man. Dave, you good?
I'm good. I'm not sure the computer is. Having a weird morning with connection issues, but hopefully we're good to go now.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear now, Dave. We're talking about this Texas A&M and Arkansas spot. Texas A&M hadn't looked so good so far, but Arkansas defense hadn't been stout so far either, Dave. Who do you think is winning this game?
I don't like the Arkansas defense. I lost last week with Miami against A&M, and there were some people saying, "Oh, you got a bad beat." It really wasn't, because if you look at how the game broke down, A&M was the better team in the game. They had more explosive plays. Their red zone defense was outstanding. You can make an excuse if you had Miami. I'm not an excuse maker, though. I think I had the wrong side in the game. I think the Aggies are getting better, and I think their defense is good enough to contain Arkansas, and I don't like the Arkansas defense. Not a game I'm going to actually bet, but I would lean the Aggies in this game.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Dave, and I'm glad that you said this. Will, a lot of this, I used to do the same thing, Dave. Just real quick, I used to make excuses. Oh, so. If you lost, then you lost. I kind of came to that. We try our best to get on the right side before the game. It doesn't matter if it's by a half a point or by 20. If we lost the bet, we lost the bet. I feel like men really shouldn't make excuses a whole lot. So that's kind of what I've did over the past few years. What you got, Dave?
Here's why. If you're constantly making excuses, it's like, well, I should have won this game and I should have won that game. You can't improve your handicapping technique.
Right.
Okay. You have to admit, oh, you know what? I got this one wrong. Let me find out why I got it wrong. And hopefully I won't make the same mistake again.
Exactly. It all starts with being real with yourself, if you ask me. I played Texas A&M on the money line in this game. I think they're being undervalued. I agree, Dave. I feel like they're getting better and better every week. They showed me some in the Miami game. And like I say, Arkansas, in my opinion, they played some guys, but they kind of squeaked by Cincinnati over there. I'm not impressed with the defense. Let's just put it this way. I feel like this is a short price to be laying with Texas A&M. If they hadn't struggled out the gate, they may be laying closer to 6 points in this game. So I played Texas A&M money line in this game.
And I think Arkansas is a little overrated, to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they almost lost to Missouri State last year. I know that was Petrino coming back, but they didn't look so good in that game. You could argue it's a look ahead, but regardless, they kind of could have lost that game. But this game is in Jerry World. It's a big game. It seems like they're going to be playing this game damn near every year now. But I like the Texas A&M side in this one. I think they're the superior team. Dave, I wonder if you can talk me off this one. I like Boston College here quite a bit, plus the 17.5. I feel like over Florida State, I know they're undefeated. I'm not necessarily saying they're being overvalued. We're not sure what's going on with Travis. It seems like he had a bad injury there. Now they're saying that he's questionable, could possibly play in this game. Regardless, I don't care. I think that this is a kind of like a step up spot for Boston College, kind of sort of like chance to save your season type of game. They're getting 17.5. I don't think they'll win the game, but I mean, this one could really come down to the last possession. I think it's a few too many points here, Dave. Could you talk me off?
I'm not gonna talk you off because it's a lot of points, but I've watched Boston College twice, and they suck. Okay, they don't have an offense. And I don't think their offensive coordinator has a clue. I don't know where their points are going to come from. So Florida State gets to 30 in this game. I think you're dead. Again, with the quarterback situation for the Seminoles and the fact that they might look past this opponent because they pretty much handled Boston College last year on the road. Maybe BC can hang around, but I don't think that's a team I'm going to back all year. There's a couple of teams in the ACC that look like they're really down. We saw one last night. Virginia Tech can't play.
Mm-hmm.
They just can't play. And I think Boston College is in that conversation as well.
Yeah, no, that's facts. This is one where it's more on the Florida State side. I'm not there to have confidence in them winning by 3 touchdowns. At this point, they're up and down type of team. Maybe starting to get a little high on themselves after being so lackluster the past few years. I know they look a lot better, but this is a game. I think Boston College can score a couple touchdowns here. 30-14. I hate taking a team saying they can just keep it close, but I definitely believe 17.5 is too many. They lose by 17, we get the cover here. I think Boston College may be overlooked in this spot. I took them plus the 17.5. David, so one more game here that I'm liking. We got the Oklahoma Sooners laying 12.5. Absolutely smoked Nebraska last weekend. I mean, they the sharps all over Nebraska, didn't matter. Bet from 14 down to 10.5 closing in the game. Absolutely smoked them. Nebraska tried to come out with some there. They're just trash on defense. But I tell you who's not trash on defense. That's the Kansas State. It's Kansas State Wildcats over there, Dave. It called me crazy, but I could see them winning this game outright.
Wouldn't shock me. Look, this is, if you're looking at handicapping theory, then Kansas State's your play here because Oklahoma is a sell high. Off a great game last week against Nebraska. Kansas State is a buy low off a loss to Tulane. Tulane's actually pretty good. Okay, Tulane's got a decent team this year. Willie Fritz he got something with that team this year. Really good defensively. So I've always been a believer. Where you approach this or the Oklahoma's a sell high, Kansas State's a buy low. Give me the Wildcat.
Yeah, I took them plus the 13. Couldn't talk anybody off the plus 12.5 as well. I see this being a one possession game either way. But in all honesty, I think Kansas State's worth a sprinkle on the money line. I think possibly, I know Tulane isn't bad, but they were probably looking ahead to this game. I actually had this spot circled when I was breaking down on the Big 12 teams.
Oh yeah,
this is a play on spot for Kansas State here. I actually see them winning this game. I usually just take the points, to be honest with you, because I mean, if you're gonna give me 13, give me them shits. But I do have confidence that Kansas State will win this game here, Dave. Any other games you'd like to talk about, Dave? I did have one more I want to ask you a question about. Kentucky laying 26.5 versus Northern Illinois. Yeah, I know Northern Illinois. I know Lombardi is banged up. Not sure if he's going to play yet or not for Northern Illinois, but do you trust Kentucky laying 26.5 in this spot?
No, it's just not a good spot for Kentucky. They're going to win the game, but they're not a great offensive team. Look, they might shut Northern Illinois out. So, it could be a 30-0 game, but it's just Kentucky just wants to get through this. They got some really big games coming up. I don't like laying really big points in those situations. So, but I don't want Northern Illinois either. So because they're just overmatched. Not that Lombardi means that much. He's really not that good. But they're coming off a tough loss to Vanderbilt, and I don't know where their heads are at. They might not feel like they've got a chance in this game. So that kind of team worries me. It's a game I quickly crossed off.
That's a good point there. I appreciate your thoughts on that one. That was it for me. Like I said, we talked about 5 games for Saturday, actually 6 with that Kentucky game. Actually talked about a Friday night game as well. Now, Dave, let's get to some free college football picks, man. As always, we trying to smack them up, Dave. Any game that we talked on the card or any free pick that you'd like to give out, and also let them know what you got going over there at Wage Talk. I believe Dave does baseball, college football, NFL. I know it's not a ton of baseball, but still, it does a lot of sports.
Playoffs.
Yeah, NHL as well, guys. So go check out Dave over there. But he's definitely been the #1 college football capper all time over there at Wage Talk. What do you have going, and any free picks you'd like to give to us, Dave?
Yeah, let me throw one out here. Appalachian State's in a really interesting situation.
Mm-hmm.
They start the season with an incredible game against North Carolina. They go on the road and pull a big upset and outplayed Texas A&M in the process.
Right.
They come home, and that game was insane last week against Troy. It's a miracle win for them on a Hail Mary. First time ever ESPN Game Day was in
Dave,
Boone, North Carolina.
real quick, Dave, did they rush the field?
I don't know. I don't care about that.
I
But
gotta look.
I do know this. ESPN Game Day in Boone, North Carolina was a really big deal. I mean, that just doesn't happen. Now they're playing James Madison, which is in its first season in the FBS. I don't know how App State's going to be up for this game. And James Madison, they look good so far. Plus, they've had an extra week to prep for this game. Scheduling and situational dynamics. Upset possibility here. Take the points, sprinkle a little on the money line with Jimmy Mad.
Yeah, I like James Maxwell. I'll look it up and just real quick, Dave. It speaks more volumes than what you were saying. I'll look at it, and I bet you they did. When the team, especially in college, these are young kids. You got right, and they like to party, right? When they rush the field, that's usually a fade the next time. It's not something that hits every time, but 4 out of 5 times, I think it's good for 80% for sure. It's a fade because it leads you to believe that they're going to be partying. They're getting a pat on the back all week. I kind of like to say, Dave, that they're getting whacked off all week. You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of how I look at it. And usually every single time when you come off a huge win like that and they rush the field, it's a huge letdown next game. And I think everything just sets up well to take James Madison here plus the 7. It opened up at 9.5 down to 7.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see James Madison win a game straight up. They're actually a really tough. Well, I know they were not in the FCS anymore, but they were one of the best FCS teams. That's why they got bumped up to FBS. They came to play this so far this year, and off the bye week, Dave, I really think that's the right side in this game. App State has an offense. Their defense is very leaky, though, a very leaky defense. I like the side there. I appreciate you pointing that out to us, Dave. I was supposed to add that as one of the games, but not sure if you wanted to talk about James Madison. But I like that play. I'm on that one as well. Let's get some cash, guys. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like I say, when I'm the plays that I'm looking at this weekend is TCU. North Carolina, I lean North Texas. I hadn't betted. I do think it's a good spot for them, though. Arizona plus the 3. Lean Rice, just a fade of Houston, man. Houston is in disarray right now. It could be a bounce back game, but Houston, I'm watching them, man. They're fighting on the sidelines and shit. I'm not a fan of the coach. They
Neither am I.
lose.
Neither am I.
It's horrible, Dave.
I gotta tell you, Jay, I this is an unpopular take, but I think I'm gaining support with it. I've always thought Holgorsen was overrated. Yeah, he's very innovative offensively. But I've always thought he might be a better offensive coordinator than head coach. I just have never bought him as a top-line head coach. So I'm with you on that.
Man, the guy had some good days at West Virginia, but this Houston version of him, I say fade him. I didn't bet Rice, but that guy I wouldn't bet Houston, guys, with your money. So I'll tell you, the main 3 plays I'm looking at is Boston College, Kansas State, and TCU, guys. Also Texas A&M. Dave kind of talking me off Boston College, but I still like them plus 17.5. I think it's a spot play. We're not sure where Florida State's headed. Could be looking past them. I think Boston College is the side in that one. But I must say, K-State, Texas A&M, and TCU, I do feel pretty strongly on those. One top play would be Kansas State. I think they're beating Oklahoma outright tomorrow, guys. So I'll probably be live tomorrow morning. I'll try to get to it if I can. Super busy right now. But regards to that, I appreciate your everybody's time. Appreciate Dave's time as well for coming on here every Friday doing the show with us. Couple of NBA previews coming up right now, right here next, guys, with Rob Vino and Ski Profit. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Go check out Dave at Wager Talk. Check out the Wager Talk live odds screen as well, comparing lines. Check out money percentage, bet tickets if you're into that kind of thing. We're all trying to cash here. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're out, my guys. Till next time.